Well, I think that Port Adelaide is the big one, and exciting to see the Brisbane Lions win. But obviously, Port's the main talking point. One of their early premiership favourites. They're just really lacking pop and energy at the moment. They've only won 9 of their past 21 matches. Harks back to probably halfway through last season.
It does. I need to put up my hand right now because I think you guys asked me the question.
Yeah, you're worried
last week. Was I worried about it? I said no. Now that I see this graph and how they're performing, this is in particular how they're just dropping away in matches after half time when they used to be, or the perception was they were the fittest team, could outrun anybody. They just cannot win quarters after half time. I mean, these are staggering numbers from Port's perspective. I'm now worried, Jared. I thought they'd go up and win easily.
I'll tell you what, someone else who's worried, obviously, is Ken Hinkley, the coach, who spoke about it quite extensively after the game yesterday.
Certainly a lack of work rate, and a willingness to compete for the 4 quarters, which we've been showing consistently. We can hide from it if we like, but tonight there's nowhere to hide. This is going to take a little bit of solid hard work and good old-fashioned grunt to try and work our way back out of it and get ourselves back on track. I think we're not working ourselves hard enough. I think that's one of the biggest problems we've got, is there's just not enough hard work for the whole game going on, and we're not prepared. We're not prepared to play tough, hard Port Adelaide style footy. We want to do it the other way, and it won't work. We'll lose more than we'll win if that's what we want to play.
Well, he warned us a couple of weeks ago that having all that footy in defence, despite the fact that they were winning games, was unsustainable football, and right now it's fallen right away. Now, define work rate for me, Brownie.
Yeah, well, the work rate, I watched the game yesterday, and quite often we talk work rate, we're thinking defensive. But Port's tackling numbers are one of the highest in the competition, no doubt. I think he's as much talking about offensive work rate. Yeah. I saw a side yesterday that is really lacking energy on offence. They were really well known for their spread over the last couple of seasons. Out of stoppage situations, they run harder than any other side in the competition. They're unable to do that at the moment. So they've also lost Polak. Westhoff and White are struggling, so they've lost some really offensive run. Also, Ollie Wines is a massive loss. He's the number 1 contested possession winner for Port. He's been sorely missed. So guys like Robbie Gray and Boak and Harlett, they're having to do more work inside. And also, they're getting a lot of their footy in the back half. They're nowhere near as potent in the forward half.
Well, that's the biggest thing we showed last week about their forward half press. It seems to have just dissipated, Jason.
Yeah, and that's something that would be concerning Ken Hinkley. And we just heard those comments that he made. He doesn't have the answers. He just actually said then, if we don't fix it, we're going to lose more games than we actually win, because he's obviously telling them what they're supposed to be doing, and he's doing the same things that he was doing the last couple of years when they were flying, and the players aren't responding.
What was your thoughts on Kane Cornes and that decision and that debate?
I'm still waiting for a greater explanation of exactly why it came out at this particular point in time, because we can't crystal ball. Maybe the body's not holding up the way it is, or maybe he's fallen behind in the pecking order in terms of some of the other midfielders. But if they have a rash of injuries and Port Adelaide then go on a big run in the finals, and if they're going to play teams where, for instance, every time he plays against Hawthorn, he does a great job on Sam Mitchell, I'd like him to be there if I'm taking on Hawthorn come finals.
Do you think Kenny Hinkley would have nudged him?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We haven't been given a satisfactory explanation.
But isn't
I know he's moving into the fire brigade, and there's a timing issue around when those offers come up. But see, there could be an opportunity for him to be involved in another premiership.
Yeah, but quite simply, there were 2 forces at work here. One was the opportunity to fulfil his obligations to Port, but the other one was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go to the fire brigade. And it seems to me that they've done a pretty good thing by each other.
Yeah, and he'll fortunately enough, he'll be able to get to his 300 games. But that does surprise me a little bit, I suppose, when there's a finals opportunity there and waiting.